At first they doubted the evidence of their own eyes, spitting upon their fingers and rubbing the skin of their Negro. To be sure, he was not painted. The wool on the head elicited repeated shouts of applause, and the bandied legs were the subject of unqualified admiration. A jig dance on the part of our ugly friend brought matters to a climax. Wonder was now at its height. Approbation could go no farther. Had Toby but possessed a single spark of ambition, he might have then made his fortune forever by ascending the throne of the Assiniboines and reigning as King Toby the First. This incident detained us until late in the day. After interchanging some civilities and presents with the savages, we accepted the aid of 6 of the band in rowing us about 5 miles on our route. A very acceptable assistance, and one for which we did not fail to thank Toby. We made today only 12 miles and encamped at night on a beautiful island, which we long remembered the delicious fish and fowl which its vicinity afforded us. We stayed at this pleasant spot 2 days, during which we feasted and made merry with very care for the morrow, and with very little regard to the numerous beaver which disported around us. We might have taken at this island 1 or 2 hundred skins without difficulty. As it was, we collected about 20. The island of the mouth. The island is at the mouth of the tolerably large river coming in from the south, and at a point where the Missouri strikes off in a due westerly direction. The latitude is about 48. May 8th. We proceeded with fair winds and fine weather, and after making about 20 or 25 miles, reached a large river coming in from the north. Where it debouches, however, it is very narrow, not more than a dozen yards wide, and appears to be choked up quite with mud. Upon ascending it a short distance, a fine bold stream was seen, 70 or 80 yards wide, and very deep, passing through a beautiful valley abounding in game. Our new guide told us the name of this river, but I have no memorandum of it. Editor's note. Probably White Earth River. Robert Greeley shot us here some geese which build their nests upon the trees. May 9th. In many places a little distant from the river banks, today we observed the ground encrusted with a white substance which proved to be a strong salt. We made about only 15 miles, owing to several petty hindrances, and encamped at night on the mainland among some clumps of cottonwood and rabbitberry bushes. May 10th. Today the weather was cold and the wind strong but fair. We made great headway. The hills in this vicinity are rough and jagged, showing irregular broken masses of rock, some of which tower to a great height, and appear to have been subject to the action of water. We picked up several pieces of petrified wood and bone and coal and scattered about in every direction. The river gets very crooked. May 11th. Detained the greater part of the day by squalls and rain. Toward evening it cleared up beautifully with a fair wind, of which we took advantage, making 10 miles before encamping. Several fat beavers were caught, and a wolf was shot up the bank. He seemed to have strayed from a large herd which were prowling about us. May 12th. Landed today at noon after making 10 miles upon a small, steep island for the purpose of overhauling some of our things. As we were about taking our departure, one of the Canadians who led us the van of the party and was several yards ahead in advance. Suddenly it disappeared from our view with a loud scream. We all ran forward immediately and laughed heartily upon finding that our man had only stumbled into an empty cache, from which we soon extricated him. Had he been alone, however, there was much room for question if he would have got out at all. We examined the hull very carefully, but found nothing in it beyond a few empty bottles, which we did not even see anything serving to show whether French, British, or Americans had concealed their goods here, and we felt some curiosity upon this point. May 13th. Arrived at the junction of the Yellowstone with the Missouri, after making 25 miles during the day. Misquash here left us and returned home.